What is going on? See if any of you guys are live. Give it about 5 minutes. Post. What other ones do we have? Let me post my link. What's going on? Is anybody on here? Definitely need a beer. Long shift. In about 5 minutes. Give it about 5 more minutes. About 9:50. Come on, where's my referral? Give it a few minutes. Wait about 5 more minutes. We'll start about 9:50 Eastern time. That's a little late. Let me get on my. I post my link with my dividend portfolio before I start. So I wait about a half hour. See if we have any visitors on here. Trying to give a shout out to everyone if they're on there. See if anybody is noticing that I am live on my channel. Wait about 9:50. I just need a quick response and I will start. Oh, it says my battery's low. Go on Facebook. Give it a few more minutes. I'll do about 10 to 10:30. All right, about give it a few more minutes. So we'll start about 10 to 10:30, but if any of you are on here, feel free to chat. I mean, I'm still open right now to chatting. We're really going to go into these mREITs and a few things once we start. Just need a first response and we'll get rolling. And if you guys want to click my M1 Finance dividend portfolio, I just have a replica and I'm going to discuss my strategy that I plan on doing. So that's one thing. We're starting to pick up a little bit. Well, Brian, I'm not a fan of AGNC, and can you hear me? I want to just make sure this mic is working. All right, I want to just make sure you guys can hear me. I will, Brian, I'm going to have a big talk about AGNC. That's going to be a big discussion in the next few minutes. We really need to discuss that stock. Well, look at my videos. That's all I have to say. It's a yield trap. I'm going to discuss that. That's one that I'm not a fan of. I'll explain to you as soon as we start. I'll actually start with that one. That is a stock that many people need to be careful with. It's actually trouble. So I'll go into detail about it. I mean, I used to own it, so that's the other thing. Really, not the biggest fan of it, to be honest with you. I mean, none of this is financial advice, but I'll give you my honest opinion. I study a lot of these stocks. mREITs are not my biggest fan, to be honest with you. It's a lot of them are yield traps. So, I'm very basic with my videos. I don't want to go into detail because going into detail with a lot of these stocks are sometimes people get a little too confused. So I keep it very basic. When I do dividend growth stocks, though, I'm a little bit more advanced because you need to be more advanced. You need to know what you're getting yourself into because it's a growth stock. So growth stocks are very important. You need to understand why it's growing. And there's a lot of things, what they bring to the table, that's very important. So honestly, it's I would consider it a yield trap. So that's the way I see it. It's I was suckered into it myself. It was not fun, and but I'm going to be very straightforward with a lot of the stocks that I own, and I'm going to keep it real. It's very important to be honest. I show you exactly what I own. I mean, some of them are on my M1 Finance dividend portfolio and some of them aren't. But I need you guys, if you guys are listening, make sure you respond so I know that everybody's attention is ready. And I will discuss very good business development companies, very good cover called ETFs that I own, and, going over my monthly dividend strategy. So I'm very excited to go live. I'm literally had about 5 hours of sleep doing homework as I'm in graduate school. I'm in nurse practitioner school, and I work 312s as a nurse. So it's fun doing these videos. It really is. I mean, a lot of you guys are very successful. You guys are very smart, and you guys think outside the box. So this is why I created this channel. So it's definitely it's fun to do. Hoping I can get some more people on here, but hey, I'm here. This is here for you guys. People are probably having fun on Saturday night, so I can understand that. So we're going to talk about Prospect. We're going to talk about Prospect Capital. we got some things we need to look into. Oxford Lane Capital is another one. Be careful. Be careful. Watch the yield trap. All right, one more minute and we're going live. All right, I'm ready. What is going on, YouTube Nation? This is Dart Dividend. If you guys are new to my YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. Make sure you guys smash that like button. So I decided to go live right now and discuss monthly dividend stocks. There's a lot of them. Some of them I own. If you look at I put my M1 Finance pie for you guys to check out. Thank you for that smash right there. Make sure you keep on smashing if you're there. So I really want to discuss some very good monthly dividend stocks. And some of them you got to watch out for yield traps. The first one I really want to discuss is Prospect Capital. A lot of people post videos about this very good business development company and how, you know, it's a good stock, it's good dividends. But I want you guys to look. I always go to NASDAQ.com or Google search on NASDAQ, and you see a decrease in its dividends over time. And look at the price per share. OXLC is another one that will decrease in its price per share. And by the way, a lot of you guys that watch my channel, thank you for correcting me if I'm like motor mouthing and I say something like wrong. I immediately give you guys a, hey, nice catch there, with the name of the individual. Because I was pretty sleep deprived one day and I did a video and I said like PE ratio is $32.90. Like, whoop, never mind. So now with a lot of these business development companies, I want to let you guys know that there are some very good ones out there. And I'll get into RA. So the one thing with these business development companies, I'm going to start with these ones. So, and then I'll go into other stuff. So business development companies, okay, these, you got to be careful. A lot of these monthly dividend stocks. So the first thing I always tell people is look how they're doing against the S&P in the past 5 years. You can go on google.com. I show you basically where to find stuff and make it very basic. Remember, business development companies have to distribute X amount of dollars to investors, 90%. I'm pretty sure. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But if they don't, they get penalized. So 90% pretty much goes back to investors. Same with real estate investment trust. But the one thing that you need to be careful of are the trends and the yield trap. Now, two business development companies that I own and I'm long on and I absolutely love. I own over 100 plus shares in the symbol GAIN. GAIN. Oh, that's a typo. Put GAIN. GAIN, GAIN. That is a very good monthly dividend stock. I'm long on that one. That one, you're going to get a good bang for your buck. If you look at its dividend history, just Google search GAIN dividend history on Google. I'm telling you, these things make it so easy for you. I tell you guys, look at the trends, look at the price per share, and see how things are going, because things will slowly go up. Okay, GAIN is slowly increasing its dividend. Now, if you got the dip, kudos to you guys, but it's a very good monthly dividend stock. Main Street Capital is another one. Main has done very well against the S&P. Main is a very good monthly dividend business development companies. Those are the only two I feel very confident in. Now, this Horizon Science or Horizon Technology, that's one that I'm looking at because it looks like it's growing. It's a very good dividend stock, and I really like the way it distributes its monthly dividends. But GAIN and Main are my two monthly dividend business development companies that I own. So that's one thing that I'm going to look into. So to answer your question, Connor, with RA Brookfield Real Assets Income Fund, it does have a high expense ratio, and QYLD have a higher yield and expense ratio. But again, I have a monthly dividend strategy so that, you know, these monthly dividend stocks will buy the other quarterly dividend stocks. I'm getting a consistent 19 cents. Now, QYLD, it's like, you know, we'll go from 13 to something. RYLD, it does have a very high expense ratio, but I like the distribution of it. I could change over time with it. I could, you know, buy, you know, something else into it, but I really like Brookfield Real Assets Income Fund, the way it's set up and the way I get monthly dividends from it. And I'm just buying and buying more and more. As you can see, I have like stuff down there. You know, literally you get done with an exam, it's like a bombshell. But I was going to show you guys, because you guys are like, how are you so neat within graduate school? No, it's, you know, you think everything's clean and it's like, but the thing with Brookfield Real Assets the expense ratio is high, but you're getting a consistent 19 cents. Thank you for that smash. Thank you for that smash right there. So you're getting a consistent X amount of dollars, and it's not changing. It seems like it's stable at the moment. So that's one reason why I looked into it. Now, going to Arbor Realty Trust, this is not a monthly dividend mREIT, okay? AGNC is an mREIT that is another one that's a yield trap that you have to be careful with. Thank you for that smash, by the way, because ADC, with its monthly dividend distribution, it has decreased over time. So you got to watch out. So Google search AGNC. Its price per share it hasn't been the best. But I actually, in my M1 Finance Dividend portfolio, the symbol REML, that is a covered call ETN. That one I like better than AGNC, because the covered call ETN, you're going to do okay, you're not going to do okay. It's kind of like a scatter bomb. AGNC has decreased its price per share. Now, these ETNs, okay, this ETN I have in my M1 Finance Dividend portfolio. It's a little bit, it goes up and down. You know, covered call ETNs, they're going to go up and down. You're just not going to, you just don't know. It's fun to have spontaneous, you know, randomization sometimes. But, you know, the yield's very high. I wouldn't consider it a yield trap. It goes up and down. The dip happened. So covered call ETNs are one thing versus just owning it, you know, AGNC itself. So that's one thing I just want to let you know. I also own USOI, which I plan on getting. That's the oil covered call ETN. And GLDI, I also have SLVO. So make sure you look on the top over here at SLVO that I have my M1 Finance Dividend portfolio. Covered call ETNs are very good for dividends. You're not going to get an increase of price per share. The covered calls I really like. Now, when it comes to covered call ETFs, QYLD, RYLD, XYLD, those are fantastic covered call ETFs. I absolutely love the way they are. Okay, QYLD, RYLD, XYLD. Now, going back to Connor's comment, he is right, because the expense ratio is a lot less compared to Brookfield Real Assets Income Fund. So I'm not 100% sold on Brookfield Real Assets Income Fund, but it's very nice right now with those monthly dividends. Now, if land or something was like that and their dividends are up, but you're getting 19 cents consistently, so that's something that's very attractive to me. So I like the income. You know, it seems like it's pretty stable. Now, if I find something that's better, you bet I will go on my, you know, a video and say, look, I bought this because I like this. But you're not wrong with your statement, Connor. But again, I need certain monthly dividends to be distributed at a certain time so I can start buying more dividend stocks, monthly dividend stocks, and quarterly dividend stocks. If you click the pie, the link that I have way up above, that's kind of what I have planned with Brookfield Real Assets Income Fund and a lot of those covered call ETNs. I want monthly dividends just flowing. Okay, I have a goal to make $1,000 to $3,000 a month in monthly dividends, $2,000 to $4,000 a month in quarterly dividends, and having these monthly dividends by quarterly dividends and the quarterly dividends by the monthly dividends in my M1 finance portfolio. That's the plan. So I need to have, certain distribution times of these monthly dividend stocks, which leads to the fantastic monthly dividend rates, Realty Income, Agree Realty Corporation. I'm going to say that right now. Monthly dividend rates, I'm going to put that right now. Oh, Stag LTC. Dividend. Oh, Stag LTC EPR. What's the other one? Land. Okay, so right here, the monthly dividend rates in ADC. I did a big video on Agree Realty Corporation yesterday and compared it to Realty Income. And Agree Realty Corporation is actually dividend-wise, it's better than price per share wise. The compounded annual growth rate has ran circles around which is crazy. O is a way bigger. I mean, O is way bigger than Agree Realty Corporation. O owns, like, as I said in my video, like 6,000. They own like 6,000. They're a landlord or a tenant to 6,000 buildings, 6,000 plus. And Agree Realty Corporation is right around 1,000. But what I like about Agree Realty Corporation is that the way that people pay rent. Last I checked, it was like 99%. I mean, their portfolio, there's a lot of stability with very big companies. So that's one thing that they have versus Realty Income. Realty Income is huge. I mean, I own both Realty Income and Agree Realty Corp. Again, ADC is Agree Realty Corporation. I own both of those. I absolutely love Realty Income and Agree Realty Corporation. But don't forget LTC Properties. LTC Properties the signal or sign LTC. That is a monthly dividend rate, which is in healthcare properties. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of these quarterly dividend stocks, with Agree Realty Corporation making the call that we're going to be a monthly dividend stock, I see a lot of these companies actually, especially the REITs, make the call that they're going to start being monthly dividend, because I'm going to tell you, that put Agree Realty Corporation on the map, converting to a monthly dividend stock. I never even heard of them, and people are writing articles like crazy with these guys. I looked at qyld. Yeah, I saw Matt had that. Next time I talk to Matt, I'm gonna ask him what he thinks of it. I really need to know in detail. I mean, I give those guys a ton of credit for getting me to look into divo, jepi, nusi. I can't tag people on here. I wish I could. If I do a collaboration video with Matt Money one of these days, I really need to see, GW. I'm going to have to ask GW and Matt Money their expertise. I mean, GW is the ETF guru, and a lot of things that he discuss are very good stock. SPHD, I used to own that one. SPHD, I sold SPHD, and actually, I did not like the distribution. It's, in my honest opinion, it's not really a high dividend, low volatility ETF. GILT, GILT. Well, I'm going to look at that right now. GILT. What is that? I looked at that one before, the satellite networks. No, I no. You guys got to watch. You guys got to watch these things. Be careful. It's not my thing. Not right now. I mean, the dividend, nah. Buy QE. With all these, with jepi, happy puppy with jepi. I own jepi. I own qyld. I absolutely love divo and nusi. There's no way I'm going to sell any of those. I love the way, but again, watch out for the happy puppy. Watch out for those, capital gains taxes with doing that. So just be careful. And you got to be very careful of capital gains tax. Let's do ETFs. Let's discuss these ones. jepi, qyld, ryld, xyld, nusi, and divo. I absolutely love all of these. I was never a ETFer as much, but with these monthly dividends with these guys doing the cover call options, I absolutely love it. And I'm sold on it. I'm definitely going to be long in these guys for the long term. I'm very excited to see these monthly dividends. I have, Greg. It's right now, being in graduate school, I'm very conservative right now. Once I'm done with graduate school, probably in a year, I'll be doing more clinicals and I'll consider selling options with covered calls, but it can blow up in your face. So buying covered call ETFs and reinvesting in dividends, that's a different story. So you got to be, for me, you can call me a little bit more Mr. Conservative, but I like reinvesting the dividends and just buying more and just letting the compound interest kick in. Maybe I'm too basic, but graduate school, I don't have as much play money right now. So I may consider being a travel nurse. That's where you make about 6 figures once I'm done with graduate school. So I can have a little bit of play money with covered calls. I may even just throw $20,000 into my M1 Finance dividend portfolio. Every time I cash out my PTO, I actually throw it in my M1 Finance dividend portfolio. My hospital will do whatever they can to keep me. I mean, I can't even tell you how many times they pulled me out of office. Oh, we don't want you to leave. We don't want you to leave. So they gave me a sign-on bonus. So to stay. And what do you think I did with that sign-on bonus? Threw it right in my portfolio. So there's things that, again, I have a goal to get 100,000. I need to, before I even start messing around with options and stuff, I need to have my portfolio and right. So that's kind of the strategy, what I plan on doing. Somewhat. The wheel strategy is good. People have done that, but I'm putting money in my M1 portfolio. My goal is to make at least $1,000 on my monthly dividends in there. Keep on reinvesting, and then go from there. Well, I mean, you're not wrong, happy puppy. I mean, but again, it's consistent, it's income, it's, I like stability. How about that? I want a little bit of stability right now. The cover call ETNs are a little bit like a scatter bomb, but that I'm just going to be a little bit hesitant with doing a lot of that. I know, Map Money and those guys have told me, and GW, and hey, why don't you do this? Not right now. I mean, if I wasn't in graduate school, I'd be picking up. I'd probably work 50 hours a week as a nurse, and I'd be throwing money around like crazy. But right now, the goal is to become a nurse practitioner, get through these classes. I have an A right now in pharmacology. And honestly, a lot of the stuff I'm learning in pharmacology with a lot of these stocks, especially Pfizer, I mean, I can't even tell you how many times we have a labetalol shortage in the hospital, and how things are. Labetalol is a huge medication for people that are in hypertensive crisis, and we're getting people who are sicker, and people that are pregnant and about to deliver, and they're in the hospital, and that's a medication of choice for people that are pregnant. And unfortunately, obesity is a lot higher than it is. So, and thank you, Greg. I plan on it's 10 years in the making. I made a career change, and being 35 years old, I'm laser focused on what I have to do. And all you guys in this chat that are watching this, you guys are serious and laser focused. And I'm going to be honest with you. The people that I surround myself with, you guys that are followers, you guys that are serious as investors, you guys push me to keep on going. And, I am very thankful for you guys with being very dedicated dividend investors. We're a rare breed. People don't get it. I mean, with what we do and the sacrifices we make as dividend investors. I mean, I cannot tell you how many times I would pick up an extra week to put money in or put money in Stag. I mean, there's one week through my whole paycheck, I was worked 60 hours, and I said I'm throwing it in Stag this week. So, Stag's another monthly dividend stock that's really good out there. Well, I'll look into some of those, but I know a lot of people discuss, Stag is a very good one. Yeah, I know. Well, look, I mean, I want you guys to look into a few things. If I'm going to type this, I might do this till 10:45. More you guys are on here. So imagine this. Okay, I'm going to type this in here. These stocks. Imagine these monthly dividend stocks. You consistently, imagine this, with these stocks, you have 100 shares in all of these. Let's take out EPR and replace that maybe with Stag. Okay, so what I said, imagine how much passive income you can get. I mean, O is getting me, I think, like $23 or something like that because I have 100 shares. So, and I said in my last video, I'm okay if it stays at that price because they're increasing their dividend. They have the reputation of a monthly dividend stock. Abbvie Realty Corporation is catching up earlier, and things are looking really strong with Abbvie Realty Corporation. I mean, what do you guys think about Abbvie Realty Corporation? I think the board of directors made the call, when they made that call, being a monthly dividend stock, they have really set the bar high for their who's messaging me? I mean, isn't that crazy? And yeah, 100 shares would get you right around $20.50 a month, and you just reinvest it, and you just reinvest it. You just leave it alone. I mean, look at how many shares you can get compound interest. And Maine is a stock that increases its dividends over time. So if you have enough, if you make a sacrifice, putting money in there, being frugal, working overtime, working a second job. I mean, that's the nice thing about me being a nurse. They can call me and they're like, hey, do you want to come in? I'll be like, I don't know. Well, how's this sound? Time and a half. Okay, I'm in. And man, I throw that right in my dividend portfolio. So that's the nice thing about that. And the thing about SPHD, I was going to bring this up. Lumen Technologies is in there. This is why I didn't buy SPHD. I had it and I sold it. SPHD, if you look at its portfolio, that's one thing. When you look into ETFs, know what's in it. So that's why I like qyld, xyld, ryd is, what's in the portfolio. And with SPHD, it's overvalued, I think. That's one thing. I was all about it, but then I got rid of it because, look, they have First Energy. Just buy First. I bought First Energy instead. Why? Their dividends are good and everything's nice and solid. You can make your own portfolio with SPHD if you really wanted to in M1 Finance. I don't blame you if you want to do that. That's actually a decent strategy to create SPHD because it's a high dividend. You have high dividend stocks in there. But I'm telling you guys, Stag is one that's I absolutely love. I mean, I should probably buy more shares of that. So that is a good one to look into. I'm actually gonna turn on the air conditioning real quick. Oh, that's what I get for doing leg day, man. Sitting down, it hurts. Oh, so here's the thing, okay? So thinking about monthly dividend stocks, if you get to 100, I think that's, for me being 35, if I got to 100 shares in Stag, EPR, LTC, and all these other stocks, I mean, shit, I'll be rolling, So, I do have some time on my side, which is helpful. So you have to really, know what you're doing and have a goal. I mean, having a goal with monthly dividend stocks is important. So I was wondering, what are your goals for monthly dividend stocks? What do you want to do with your monthly dividend stocks? That's what I'm asking you guys. But that's a good thing because it's flat. Because rates, I'm going to tell you, rates are something I always tell people with rates, you got to have strike money, save money. Like how people buy Bitcoin with a dip or Ethereum with a dip, they just wait. You wait until the right time and you strike. Well, that's what I did with a lot of those monthly dividend stocks. I put in O. I mean, I picked up like crazy during the pandemic. There's no gym. What am I going to do? I'm not dating anyone. I have no social life to begin with because I'm preparing for grad school. I need to pick up with grad school, and I'm pretty much have to stay home anyways because I'm working on COVID units. Who knows if I was symptomatic or not. So I just work like crazy. I put 60 hours a week, just boom, 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 boom. Did home workouts and stuff, did videos on here. Hey, starting to do videos, you guys would laugh at my previous ones. It was pretty noobish, but I really have improved doing this. I actually have a mic, by the way, for once. But that's a good thing, happy puppy, when it's down. That's why I said in my video with I don't want O being $80. I'd rather have it be where it's at. That's what makes it a better stock than another reason why it's still better than ADC. It's not jumping up too fast. It's not as expensive as ADC. It's slowly increasing its dividends. So you're still winning if you own O. So certain things, they're still going to keep their dividends up. And Stag is not going to cut their dividend because their portfolio is very strong, and it's in demand. Oh, absolutely. I have read on numerous forums. I'll stay on till maybe 10:45 ish. But yeah, buying stuff with the dip is that's what I did with EPR. I'm waiting for EPR properties to blow up and start distributing those dividends. They will eventually, but people are going to start paying rent. People are going to start going to theaters and stuff. And they own like 17% of or not owning, but they are a landlord, 17% of like AG or AMC. So I always joke around, say that EPR Properties is AMC's daddy. So, that's one thing to look into. But you guys got to look at LTC Properties. I mean, their portfolio is pretty strong with healthcare REITs. People are after me. Somebody made a comment in my video, like, all I do is healthcare REITs. Well, looking at the healthcare REITs, I mean, look at the high yield. Most of them are monthly dividend. But let me know if you hear my air conditioning in the background. I'll turn it off right away. But the healthcare REITs, high yield, their stability, people are there. So that's one thing to look into, or the healthcare REITs. LTC Properties, MPW, that's not a monthly dividend stock, but MPW Properties, NHI, OHI. Well, look, okay. Young enough wouldn't be more. Oh, right. But again, most of these stocks increase their dividends over time. REITs usually increase their dividends over time. So, however, I'm not too worried about, a lot of these REITs, they do increase dividends over time. So that's what makes it, attractive. LTC has increased. They're going to buy more buildings. A lot of these REITs are going to buy more buildings. And, the business development companies, they'll suck up companies. And again, they have to distribute 90% of what they, their income to people who are investors. So, I mean, it's not, yeah, I was trying to understand, what Oliver was saying, because Store Capital is a dividend growth stock. Growth investing, it just, there's long-term dividend growth stocks like Visa, Apple, Microsoft. I mean, there's good growth stocks, but I'm telling you, these monthly dividend stocks, how can you say no to distribution? By the way, smash that like button if you're here. Make sure you do. Thank you, by the way. Well, yeah. No, like Abbvie or John, you get the growth. Yeah. Oh well. Yeah. I mean, that's a unicorn stock. Those are two stocks in the long run that I plan on buying. And by the way, a lot of those ETFs, covered call, I'm pretty sure some of those covered call ETFs have Johnson and Johnson in them. Just letting you know. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure they do have Johnson and Johnson. My cousin, by the way, works for JP Morgan. I didn't tell him that I own Jepi yet, so I'm sure he'll be pretty ecstatic. But the thing is, these monthly dividend stocks, the goal is, all right, the big question is, what is your goal with these monthly dividend stocks? I have a strategy to make $1,000 a month in monthly dividends. That's rational. I mean, people I chat with on Twitter, it's like, holy cow, how much money they make. It's crazy. And that's with like RYLD and qyld. Oh, we forgot about one more stock. Pembina Pipeline, PBA. That one is a nice monthly dividend stock, which I own. I love that one. Absolute nice monthly dividend stock. Yeah, jepi is a good one. Yes, that's a good dividend growth stock, Pembina. By the way, you guys don't hear the air conditioning in the background, do you? I just want to make sure. All right, good. I'll give you guys credit. You guys told me to get a new mic, and it's really paid off getting this new mic. So the sound, it's I got to give Gen X credit. He told me to step my game up, and I really did. So, holy cow, we got 13 people on here. I'm kind of liking this. I may have to do more of these. I mean, I'm going to be really tight these next 2 weeks. It's going to be gut check time in my pharmacology class. But yeah, I'm going to enjoy doing more of these. I mean, it keeps me out of trouble from going out, and we're having fun. Well, that's why I go live on here and stuff. And yeah, I got to figure out how to do that. I mean, you guys don't have to do that, but this is for you guys. I mean, that's why I don't have a Patreon. It's too much. That's I do my videos for you guys. I don't believe in charging people. I think that's not me. I may have to do something. Maybe it'll fund the Death Star. I mean, if I do these, if I get a tip or something, that'll be to fund the Death Star. Maybe we'll have to fund the Death Star to fire its turbo laser. Maybe we'll have to do that. But yeah, it's gosh, what's the other? Have you guys ever looked at this one? This is a little expensive. I like this one from Wisdom Tree. I used to own it, and it was just too expensive, and I just wasn't getting a good dividend yield. What made me get into dividend investing? You're going to laugh. So about 3 years ago, I I had like almost a sleepless night. I mean, I had a ton of caffeine in me. I was in my RN to BSN for Ohio University for my RN to BSN, because what I did, you want to talk about a return investment. So I literally dropped everything, being an exercise physiologist, 4-year degree, was only making like 12 an hour doing cardiopulmonary rehab. You take all these advanced courses, OChem, Biochem 1 and 2, and I'm only making 12 an hour. So I literally dropped everything, did a post-bachelor accelerated nursing program for an associate's, paid $4,000 in cash, and became a registered nurse. That's a pretty good return investment. But then I went back from my RN to BSN because my goal was to become, a nurse practitioner in the long run, and I had to get my bachelor's. So I had a bachelor's of science in XPhys, but you need a BSN. So my employer, where I'm at right now, my hospital system, actually paid for my whole BSN. But 2018, I'm just like, I'm just looking at the numbers, 401k. I'm like, holy shit, this is not enough. What am I going to do to retire? Do I really want to retire at this age? Like, what happens if NP school doesn't go well, or something, a doomsday scenario? What am I going to do? So I just searched new ways to make income. And all of a sudden I saw, some videos in Google and stuff, and they were just showing ways to make extra income. And I always liked real estate. I'm like, man, wouldn't that be cool to invest in real estate? LeBron James does that. I'm from Summit County. My high school, I went to Archbishop Hoban in Akron. We're rivals with St. V. We beat LeBron in football, by the way. And God, was he a beast. And he would kill us in basketball. I mean, I was literally at high school parties LeBron James was at. Isn't that cool? And right before I left for accelerated nursing, the place where I worked at for where I did cardiopulmonary rehab at, he lived, like, his house in Fairlawn is very close. So after the Heat beat the Thunder, him and Durant were actually working out at our facility where we're at. And, I was real nervous because of HIPAA and this and that. And, my buddy took a photo with him, and, I was chatting with LeBron and Durant. And then in the middle of accelerated nursing, I was at this place called Ken Stewart's in Akron. So after LeBron won the second title, I was literally a table away, and I was chatting with his family. It was pretty cool. So one of my friend's birthdays, and we were like chatting with LeBron, and he's like, "Hey man, you got to check this in the news, man. I'm doing a Jersey party with like St. V where I went." But anyways, literally, I'm just like, I can invest in real estate. So I put money in Fundrise. So I started learning about Fundrise, putting money in Fundrise, and it's like, okay, so I can invest in real estate. I have all this money in the bank, savings account. I'm like, I'm not making anything with this savings account. What the hell can I do with this? So I'm like, okay, I'll throw $10,000 in Fundrise. I'll throw X amount of dollars in, a dividend portfolio. I was starting to learn how to invest, and I'm like, wow, I'm just sitting there reinvesting the dividends, and I'm making money. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, okay, I need to really start. And then I'm like, maybe I should do a YouTube channel, see what happens. So I started with a YouTube channel in nursing, and, I actually had a pretty good amount of followers. I had about 2,000 to 3,000. I actually got monetized. I was very lucky from one video. People just spread around a video like crazy. But I'm like, this is pretty cool, dividend investing. Let me change my niche. I don't care what people think. I got monetized. I was lucky. And I'm like, I like doing this. I like showing people my dividend investing journey. And I think my first video was maybe September 2019. And then, okay. Let me worry about that. and a little bit happy puppy. All right, we'll stick around till 11. And so I just was like, okay, let me show people how I'm doing. And I run into people like stock investment analysis, passive income Tom. We got to get passive income Tom back on here. You guys would like that guy. So we're going to try to make a push to get him back on here. No. This one's enough. And so then I ran into Gen X dividend investor. So I started chatting with him, and he grilled me. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to put money in this thing that's high yield. He goes, kid, do you know what you're doing? I'm like, yeah, well, yeah. He's like, no, you don't. And I'm like, yeah, I do. And he's like, all right, let me show you. So I learned a lot from Gen X dividend investor. And Greg, I'll be like half dead if I drink another glass. I'm pulling off like 5 hours of sleep, doing homework and stuff. And so I'm like, okay, I started learning more. And then he started to learn from some stocks that I own. And it was pretty cool. That's why I'm his apprentice. I joke around, call him, the master, and I'm the apprentice. And the only time Gen X and I don't talk is Ohio State Michigan week. So he's a big Michigan fan, and I'm a big Ohio State fan. Matt Money and I won't talk during the Ohio State Penn State week, and Matt Ramey and I won't talk if Ohio State plays Minnesota. So it's pretty funny with all of us. We're Big Ten fans, and it's going to be exciting with the college football expansion that's planned. But I actually thought about making another channel with college football. That'd be a lot of fun. But, and then all of a sudden, what's funny is 2018, I actually know dividend diplomats in real life, mostly Lanny. I know Bert a little bit, like 4th of July. I might actually run into those guys in the 4th photo, maybe do a video, like a real quick video, with that. But, I started telling him, yeah, I started investing and stuff. And he's like, yeah. So I'm like, yeah, I put money in this and that. And he kind of like looked at me like, yeah, I invest in Fundraise. I go, really? And he's like, yeah, I'm a blogger and this and that. And then I find him on Instagram. And I'm like, dude, you got to get on YouTube. And already his like YouTube channel is blowing up. So I've known Lanny. I'm going to tell you. Let me tell you something about Lanny. So in my parents' house, yeah, the Gen X is awesome. Well, he kind of knew, but the thing with Lanny, let me tell you something about Lanny. I know Bert a little bit, but Lanny. So Lanny went to Akron University, and my neighbor next to that lives right next to my parents, they're professors at Akron U in the business. So Lanny got his degree in accounting, and then he got his degree with his master's. So every time I run into my neighbors, I stop by at the parents' house when I do videos, say hi, Dr. So-and-so, how you doing? She's retired. Oh, how are you doing? Good. Well, how's Lanny doing? I'm like, whoa, I'm just trying to talk to you, and then you bring up Lanny. So he was one of her best students. Let me tell you that. He was one of her best students. She remembers him still to this day. That was eons ago. So he was one of her best students. So that's how sharp those two guys are. I'm telling you. I mean, it was, if I ever do a video, I'll tell you, I'm going to talk to them. Like once I'm done with the semester, maybe I'll do a video with those guys over at their place in Cleveland. And I'm definitely going to say, about those two, like how sharp they are. It's crazy. Might do a little wrestling thing, like skit. It would be pretty funny. But yeah, those guys are really sharp, and they're really good bloggers. That it's amazing how sharp and intelligent those guys are. Jesus, 10:49. I got to work tomorrow. I got to be up early. All right, so I'm going to conclude this YouTube video. You know, you guys have been fantastic. I can't believe how late it is doing this video. And yeah, I got to do some lectures tomorrow. I'm going to do a money video on Monday, probably about 3 stocks to buy. You know, I enjoy doing that. I'm going to try to get maybe almost every 2 days do a video. So you guys take care and have a good one.